Greetings, my name is Expander12, also known as the Last Keeper of Lore, and I'm joined with Darius Brown, also known as Mr. Gem. Introduce yourself, Mr. Gem.
How you guys doing? It is D Brown back again. You can call me Mr. Gem or Mr.Gem7In7I, whatever suits you, Pete.
And today we'll be talking about our impressions after we finish the playtest. Like we've done before on his channel, covering our initial expectations for what we hope for the playtest. And now that it's finished, we're giving our video a review of what we thought.
Exactly.
And the first thing we want to discuss is probably the most important thing to a lot of people. The gacha system.
He done said it, y'all. He done said it. We coming in hot.
Yep, it is important. So, I'm sure many of you have already heard about how the system works, but just in case, I'm going to go over it again. So there is 5 kinds of banners. There is the limited banners for partners and combatants, separated. There is the standard banners for combatants and partners, also separated. There is the beginner banner, which works like normal, but is only limited to the combatants. And then there is the prism banner, which is a sort of cosmetic banner. All of these banners have a 70 draw tail pity. 5-star rate is 1% until the 58th and increased by 4.5%. On all banners but the limited partner banner, it is 50-50, but there does seem to be some targeted system on the standard banner partner banner. We'll have to see if that's 50-50 as well, or if it's just a guaranteed standard banner partner. So that's the basic idea. Do you have anything you want to add about your thoughts about it first?
Well, I'll say this. The Hoyo model was not what I was expecting them to do, but as I was playing, I got really good rates. Like I would say I would be just, I got what from, let me start off with this though. On that starter banner,
Yeah.
we're supposed to get a 5-star character within the first, 30, wasn't it?
Yeah, 5-star with, I believe it's 5-star guaranteed in the 50 pulls, but you can get more than one. And if you get an early one, the banner doesn't go away.
Okay. All right, I know I had to go to pity. I didn't get nothing early. Did you?
I did not get anything. Yeah, I did not get anything early. I got most of my 5-stars from the standard banner.
I see. Okay. I could have sworn that there was like a whole pity to where we can do it within the first 30, but maybe I was tripping.
There might have been. I didn't read into the how the beginner banner worked. I was more so focused on the more permanent banners.
I see. If my memory serves me correctly, we're supposed to receive a 5-star within the first 30 pulls, if not more. Because it was at a reduced rate, so it was really like, instead of 10, it was like 8, right?
Yeah, it cost 8 per. But yeah, if there was a guaranteed at 30, I must have missed that. But yeah, it was 40 pulls cost for 50 pulls.
Yep.
With at least one guaranteed 5-star.
So I remember people were talking about that, like it was glitched out, and I was like, "Oh, really?" But then when I looked at it myself, I was like, "Huh," because something felt off.
Yeah, right. That was part of the like translation thing where it said on the banner description the banner only lasts for 30 pulls, but in the pity counter it said 50 pulls.
Yeah, they need to fix that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's what you were thinking of, because it said guaranteed 5-star in 30 pulls and the banner goes away, but the actual counter was 50.
Gotcha. All right. But let's talk about this system when it comes to the dupes and then the cosmetics.
Yeah. So from what I'd seen, most of the dupes weren't anything super crazy. Like they were strong, don't get me wrong, but they're not like 70%, like 50% of the kit locked behind the dupes, at least for now.
But I will say this, those dupes do have value.
I'm not saying they don't, especially the fact that the 5-stars have basically an additional one, because the 4-stars had 2 scaling boosts, but the 5-stars had 1 scaling boost, meaning they had one that provided an additional effect rather than just more scaling.
I see you picked up on that too, because I was sitting there reading like, what? Okay, well, all right, Smilegate. But now, how did you feel about the cosmetic banner?
The cosmetic banner I thought was actually really well implemented, because it doesn't take any of the premium currency. You can get it from the Zeronium shop, which is you get from a repeatable content, which is nice. I mean, it's farmable. But the other way to get the what's it called? The films. You know to get those? Did you ever get to those?
I did.
The films, you get them from your first copy on the prison banner, as well as whenever you do an encounter on the Arc City, you get them.
Yep, that's how I got my That's how I got Veronica's. It was actually on my first temple too, on the cosmetic banner. I got her shiny.
Yep.
By doing it that way, and I was just like, oh well, all right, this is good.
And technically speaking, you only need to get 4 from the cosmetic banner.
Yeah.
Even though there's 5. Do you know why?
No, why? Tell me. What have you found out?
Because when you reach Bond 20 with any character, you get a free Prism card.
Hold on, for real?
Yeah. Every single one at Bond 20, rather than giving you the 2 gems, gives you a free Prism for one of their 5 cards that you can select.
Okay. That's smart. Okay. All right. Nice tidbit to know. That way I can just go ahead and just keep that in the back of my mind.
Yep.
But you know what I was thinking? When it comes to this system right here, the cosmetic system,
what?
They should take that and use that for as it applies with the dupes as well. We need to have I was thinking like this. I understand the Hoyo model, but it's not going to be sustainable long term if you want to have players continue to play the game, and we don't know if there's any power creep or not, and that's the thing that's really
power creep is inevitable. How extreme it's going to be is the big question.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying this. What they could do early on is, like, for the dupes, I would say there can be a mode to where you can farm for this one currency 4 times in a month, if not 3, and get like certain dupes upgraded for like your main team. But it will be like different requirements. You know, like those level up materials that you need, like those purple orbs.
Yep.
That you need to unlock certain abilities, something like that. I was thinking about having it to where, all right, you do X amount of stages and you get this currency, and then you can take it over here and put it within the cosmetic banner. Do the pulls, you get the cosmetic, but you also get this currency as well, and you can use that to help go towards your dupe.
That is a very good way to do it, but another way they could do it is they could literally just copy the book they did from Epic 7, which is the characters, apart from the occasional one, aren't limited. They go into the standard banner.
True. And you know something? That's what I feel that they're probably deciding, because I did hear rumors that we were going to have a rate up banner, but there was no rate up banner. So in my mind, I'm thinking they don't know. They have their hand on the button, but they don't know which way that they should go with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gunning for now, is that they do make it where after either when, I'm assuming they do when the banner ends or like when the season ends, they'll be added to the standard banner. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, I agree with that, because I was going to say this. Epic 7 is pretty much that's a free game. How they have it set up, and if the company's trying to grow, because we are in the gacha genre, so I know there's gonna be some part that's gacha, and I know they have to make a quota. So what I'm trying to do is give and take, because I want them to make more money, that way they can grow. But I don't want the player base to feel like, oh, you guys are just trying to jip us. Because we see what's coming into the market now with all these games coming out, and it's like, I want this game to be able to compete.
Yeah, but like what I'm talking about is like, if they like delay it by like 3 to 9 weeks, right? They can still have like content focused around that character, right? And like if you want to like use them in that content where they're designed for, right? You need to get them when they're quote unquote limited, and then you can get them later as like an off banner thing. But it will also it would lessen the power creep, because they know they're going into the standard banner, right? Then they know the people who are to get them as well. Meaning it will make dupes easier to get. It will mean that the 50-50 won't be as painful in like 2 to 3 years, because if you lose it, you could still get a good one on the off banner.
Yeah, but then if they do that, then they have to make it a selectable.
Again, they already have the system for the partner banner. They could do the same thing for the combatant banner too.
True. That is.
And of course, if they were to do that, they would probably have it at a 50-50 though. So like 50% chance of being the selected one, 50% chance of still being a off banner, standard banner. We have like a focused standard banner.
Yep. But I wonder if their board's going to approve that though. I know that like Hoyo has that model, and it's working for the most part. It's working. Now they're like what, a year or two in now.
A year or two in what?
into HSR with that type of banner where you can select it.
There is no focus in HSR from what I recall. You get a one you get to pick after 300 rolls, but there's no standard banner focus.
Okay, I see.
What they did do is around the second, put it not too long ago, earlier this year, they did is where you can replace some of these standard banner characters with limited characters, but they're only in the 50-50 loss.
Okay, that's good.
They're not in the standard banner.
All right, that works. That works.
That might have been what you were referencing.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing. Thank you.
It's like there's ways to do it. Again, I just wanted them to just copy Epic 7 because Epic 7 does it so well. It's like, of course, give them exclusive for a time. Maybe it's not one season, maybe it's 2 seasons where they're limited, but just eventually add them to the standard banner, because if you wanna make a claim to be more generous than Epic 7, where you can get every single RGB 5-star if you just smart with your resources, they gotta put their and money and words on what actually is reasonable, and not saying, hey, we're gonna be generous, and then do the opposite of that.
You're right. We don't want another Shadowverse situation.
Yeah.
That was a hailstorm. I hope they get it right, because man, we
can see hope. We just gotta hope that they do. Although I did hear they had said they were gonna be doing something better than 100% banner. I don't know what they're referencing, but that's another thing that's another claim they're making.
Wait, you said that's not the claim that they're making, or is it?
No, that's another claim they're making. They're saying they have something in the works, or like planned, that's better than removing the 50-50 from the banners.
If they're making it farmable, like you see Do It Not Abyss and Ananta doing, then it's like we're entering a new age of gacha. Then if they're doing something like this game is going to skyrocket in value.
Yeah. So again, we have them again doubling down on we're going to be generous, but we don't know what that generous is.
Yeah. I just don't want them to be, well, I can't say that. I can't say I want them to be too generous, but I'm just like, at the same time, I don't want us to have a whole Tribe 9 situation where you're...
Well, it's not that I want them to be too generous. It's they already made the claim that it's going to be more generous than Epic 7.
Oh.
So they've already set the bar high. That's the thing.
They gotta deliver. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, dang. Well, yeah. They did say that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but I think we've beat the gacha aspect enough.
Let's talk about the roguelike mode now.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on it? Okay. So I really liked the whole roguelike mode because like it's very smooth, it's very quick, the animations are very flashy, which is very nice. And it's like you don't have to apart from like what does this effect do, you don't need like bring out a dictionary like for reading every single thing that a specific card does, because it's usually like only like 3 to 5 lines plus an additional 1 to 2 based on the upgrades. It's very easily digestible, which I like.
True. I like that about it, but I also want them to make it more complex, because like I want us to have more effects that we don't know, that we're just going in blind and trying to figure out how these things work, making different interactions.
But like, keep in mind, the playtest, most people didn't reach. Did you reach level 30?
They probably didn't.
No, I'm saying, did you reach Chaos 30?
I was at like what, 20, 28, 29.
Okay, then you didn't reach Chaos 30. Because from what I heard, Chaos 30 is where the system massively expands. So like Chaos 10 and Chaos 20 is more so like the tutorial.
Oh, so they were holding our hand.
Yeah.
That's right. I did see Cthulhu. They did have that Cthulhu boss up in there.
Because well, from what I've heard, the first 2, right? Those runs took me like 15 to 30 minutes tops. Outside, like the first one was like learning how to do it, right? So like 15 to 30 minutes, not that long. I heard that runs where people failed in Chaos 30 took an hour.
Interesting.
Then again, Level 30 is when you're supposed to unlock the memory fragments, which we believe is the RNG gear system, which should help boosting up your stats, making it take less time because you have more damage and taking more damage. You take more damage.
I see.
But it's also 2 floors. Chaos 30 has 2 floors.
Wait, hold on. Question. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Chaos 30 is like where they have 1, 2, and 3 on the slide bar.
Yeah, when they reach the 3rd one.
Oh yeah, I did that. You know something? I have a treat for you later. We're gonna have to go through that. Cause if I'm right, I did play trauma mode and I turned it on because I had beat everything before I had reached the marker.
Oh no, that switch is deep trauma mode.
Yeah, I hit that. I was just all right.
Yeah.
I can't wait to show you my deck.
Yeah, so the deep trauma mode is another additional system, which is again very nice. I also like how you can't enable it unless one of your characters has suffered a mental breakdown.
Yeah, I have a confession to make, man. It didn't go so good for me.
It didn't?
It didn't go so good for me. Oh, wait till you see my first playthrough, dog. Oh God, that was.
Yeah. And also, on the topic of the breakdowns, it seems in normal mode, it is a chance of them entering deep trauma mode, but if they suffer a breakdown in the deep trauma mode of chaos runs, you are guaranteed to leave them with deep trauma.
Yep, that's true. I'm sorry, Ren.
When I had done deep trauma, I didn't get anyone to the death animation, so I don't know what changes with that aspect. But I did get someone to get them to break down, and then I had the deep trauma guaranteed. So I know that that's aspect there. But Chaos 30 is another beast.
I see. I want them to make it harder though. I can't lie. I want to have every brain cell on high alert.
Yeah. I really think the zero system will be that challenge mode you're looking for.
I hope so. I don't want them. Developers, if you're hearing it, do it. Do it. Please do it. Don't hold back on anything. Developers, if you guys are watching this now, do it. Just do it. Don't think. Just do it. Continue on. I just had to make sure I said that.
Yeah, so like from what I'd seen of the few images I'd seen of the zero system, it adds additional challenges, but additional buffs as well.
Are there debuffs?
Yeah, so I'm saying like the additional challenges and like debuffs, like enemies are stronger, you do less damage, you're more susceptible to trauma damage, those sort of things.
Oh, I like that. Yes. Yes. I am appeased.
It's like we need to get it in our hands because it wasn't in the playtest, so we don't know what it's actually going to be like, but that is something we can hope for.
Yeah.
And again, what about this is mainly my thoughts on it. What about yours? Do you have any like nitpicks or like praises you have for it?
For the roguelike mode, okay, I do like it, but I feel that they need to don't be afraid to go outside the box. There needs to be certain gear combinations that unlock certain passives or like certain encounters that you may do within like a deep trauma mode where you have to present X item to a certain enemy or like to a certain random stranger that's there or like to the ghost, and then you get X occurrence to happen, and you can get like a set choice item to the spawn, and you can equip that on. It's like different rare instances like that, like rare encounters.
So like chain encounters, so to speak.
Yep, chain encounters and like completely random encounters.
Yeah, but like I believe that's usually what it's called when it's like you get one item to then use another counter. It's like a chain because you get one to use in another.
Correct.
That would definitely be very cool.
And then I just want, then I want those random spawn events to where like if you beat said boss, like they had like what Cthulhu. Let's say that you beat Cthulhu, you can get X item that boosts your reduces your trauma gauge by 20 points. Dope.
Yeah.
Straight dope.
And I wish I saw more of the incursion system. Where like you beat an elite enemy and then a second stronger one comes in.
That happened to me a lot. It was just why I say I didn't.
Okay, so I was lucky, you were not.
No, I was not lucky, bro. I was just like, what? Are you serious? It just morphed, and I'm just.
Then again, I did have Kalipe, so.
I did too. That was my first one, and I learned the hard way. I had to have a bot lesson on how to use her because guess who didn't read their cards properly? This guy.
Did you pair Calipe with Magna? Not Magna. Well, that's another good combo. Calipe with Mika.
Oh yes, and that's actually the run where I died. That was my first run. When you see the choices that
You had Calipe and Mika and lost.
I had like four dupes on Mika too. You're gonna look at me like, what were you doing, man? I'm like, look, bro,
That's insane.
I was overly excited. I thought I knew what I was doing. I equipped the wrong gear.
Yeah, but that just goes to show, it's like you thought you knew everything, and then the game showed you you were wrong.
Oh yeah, it did. It did. Deep trauma mode was something else, no? Cause I had put Mika had went down, and then what's the blue haired girl that we get? What's her name?
Mika's the blue-haired girl, the AP farm.
What about the one with the shield? The shield. The shield.
The one with the shield?
Yeah.
Are the ones with the shield are talking about Maribel?
Yeah. I had Mika, Maribel, and Kalipe. So I had like AP and like defense. So I was thinking to myself, all right, just play straight defense. And I crashed and burned.
You had no DPS.
Kalipe was my DPS because she scales off defense. So I was like, if I just have more shields and defense, buffing defense, then I should be all right. But I didn't think that through. Clearly, somewhere, somehow, when I started doing things, and we're gonna have to go through this playtest. When you see the moves that I made, you're gonna be like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I thought it would work." Oh Lord, it was fun though. It was fun.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. When you critically lose, it's definitely fun because like, oh, I can't believe I did that. But I was like, it's you lost because you messed up.
Yeah, nothing like a bot lesson. Don't be like me going in all defense and HP and barely having any shields.
Yeah, like what was it? A lot of people lost to 2-5 in chapter 2.
Really?
Yeah, and they nerfed it because people kept losing to it.
They shouldn't have nerfed it. And that's my thing. Which is all right. They have to work on. Thank you for bringing that up.
Then again, it's the story though. The story shouldn't be prohibitively difficult.
No, I get that. True, but I will say this: within the story, whichever character that you choose, they should show you how that character works to an extent. Not saying give you all the hold your hand with every character all the way through to like you know how to work this deck entirely, but I'm saying just a brief little starter on basic mechanics.
Well, I believe that's part of what the trauma code is for. It gives you the backstory, teaches you how to use them.
Wait a second.
The trauma code.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I don't think people pay attention to that.
So again, there was a guide thing which we didn't have access to.
You said we didn't have access to, or we did have access to.
Yeah, we did not.
Oh, so that's what was missing. So that's why I was beating my head against the wall. All right, well, that's fine.
Yeah, because the trauma system's like part. We can get into it more later when we're talking about Arc City. But it's like it's this whole involved thing, but we didn't really get to use it in the playtest.
Yeah, I see.
Anything else to say about the roguelike mode, or should we just move on next?
I'll say this, devs. Don't be afraid to be bold and make bold choices. Do everything you do with confidence. This is your baby. Make sure your baby hits the ground running. That's all.
Then we can get into the story. I'll give my general opinion of the story first. By like the chapters, right? Chapter 1, it's nothing special. It's introducing you to a lot of the stuff. It's got some cool scenes in it, some brutal scenes in it, but the story was alright. And then although I will say this, I did like that this early on, so it's not really a spoiler. I did like that the amnesia isn't, oh, he forgot everything.
Good. I like how you phrased that.
It was like when they first saw it was like, oh, it's amnesia, and I was like, oh no, not this again. But then when we saw it, I was like, okay, it's not this again.
It was something else.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts about chapter 1 before we start talking about the next chapter?
My thoughts on chapter 1. It was slow.
Yeah.
Like chapter 1 would be, but I would say do spice it up some, please. Because I know for certain people, they're going to just look at it and try to speed through it like, there's nothing to do. And I would say within the first 30 seconds to a minute within the first chapter, make something happen that's a real attention grabber. Please do that because the slow build is nice, but if you don't have anything happening, it's uneventful. And it's not going to draw people into the story. And since we're
So,
going for a roguelike story mode, it has to be there. The story has to be on point.
so you're saying you want that scene earlier?
I would say yeah, but I would say give us a scene before that scene happens. Like hit us with a 2 for 1.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that because if we're hit with that, but we're hit with something with before that, if you're coming in fresh and you don't know anything, you're gonna be like, "What was that? Oh snap!" And then you're like, "Oh, what's going on?"
Yeah, so they could definitely shuffle some stuff around, make that scene right at the beginning, and then we retrace our steps from there.
Yep.
Yeah, that would definitely be better flow.
Because I want to keep people on. I would that since we're already in the horror field, no holds bars.
And since they'd put that scene at the beginning, it would raise the tension for the whole thing.
Yep. The rising action. The rising action.
So yeah, again, so like I was saying, it's average, it can be improved, like what you were just talking about.
Yes, because they're not, from as far as we know, they're not doing PvP, and I'm happy that they're not. I'm really happy. I got to say that I'm happy that they're not. But if we're making this focus on PvE, the story has to be there. The
Yeah.
world building has to be there.
I would say the world building is there, especially in the side story sections.
Yes, yes, I seen it there. I was sitting there. Okay, yes.
And there's so many questions.
I just want to make sure that the main story is juicy as well. I'm listening.
And there's so many questions as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like
Now, chapter
chapter
2.
one's an okay start. It can be better. But then chapter 2, I'd say chapter 2, despite it being so simple, is actually very fitting after chapter 1.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Because I know a lot of people didn't like chapter 2,
Mm,
but I'd say they're looking at it from the wrong perspective.
I see what you're saying. Personally, me for chapter 2,
Yeah.
it's what it needed to be. Because after chapter 1 and that whole thing, it was a nice pace breather.
Yeah.
It gave more of the world view. So
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like a lot who didn't like it was like, oh, it's not dark. Like if the entire story, and I'd say it still got some pretty dark stuff in it. Like the whole primary objective is a pretty serious one, but it's like if the entire story is dark, it's like trying to eat 5 pounds a 5 pound steak with nothing else. You're gonna get tired of it.
yep, that's not gonna work, dog.
You need the potatoes, you need the sauce, you need the vegetables to make it more enjoyable.
Facts. Full course meal. Make sure
Exactly.
to get yourself some water too, or wine, whatever you like to
Yeah, a
drink.
palate cleanser. You need the whole mix, otherwise you're just gonna get a flat meal, which I feel that chapter 2 is the perfect example of. It's that perfect side dish. It's like, yeah, even though it's saying it's a side dish, it's important because like without the side dish, the main dish doesn't hit. It's like they need it together.
True, very true.
Also,
The pacing was nice.
Barrow's a very funny character.
Yes, she is. I wish I would have made Beryl a 5-star, but hey, I'm gonna leave that right there.
Barrow would have been cool if 5-star, so would Cassius, the Chad himself.
True. Mm-hmm. Very true.
Yeah, so like chapter 2, pretty good. I would probably say chapter 2 side stories were a bit weaker though.
They were. They were. There's no denying that. They could have rewrote certain parts, But I'm gonna let them breathe. I'm gonna let them breathe.
Yeah,
And the only reason why I say I'm gonna let them breathe is because of chapter 3.
chapter 3, yeah, that's a good one.
That's the only honest. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on chapter 3?
Chapter 3 is like getting us right back into the action. Because chapter 2 is again, it's a sudden surprise mission of doing something else. It's like we were originally supposed to be, like, thematically speaking, it was chapter 1 into chapter 3, based on like the primary plot. Chapter 2 happened because we got distracted. But like chapter 3, it's so good because like it's setting up so much. It's not afraid to do things. It's not afraid to do things. The whole intrigue about how the common people view the situation versus the leading class. It's very interesting seeing that dichotomy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that I would say this. I'm not gonna go into detail or spoilers or anything like that, but I would give chapter three a good so far. I'm not sure how it's gonna be after the playtest, but it was a strong 7.5 for me.
Yeah,
The reason why I say that is because there's more that they can do, but the way that they set it up was nice. It was chef's kiss. I was really seeing the pen work.
and again, we'll probably to reevaluate chapter 3 after we get the later two chapters. They'll probably reevaluate it because it's clearly a setup chapter.
Mm-hmm. That was.
And if in hindsight we realize it set up things we didn't see yet, then it gets a higher, then the rating gets bumped up because there was more we missed.
I felt like when I was doing the CBT, I needed to go back and redo that chapter to see different interactions because you remember those question marks that was popping up?
Yeah.
I feel like each one of those was like a different interaction
Yes.
for the how they were setting it up, and I was just thinking to myself, okay, there's more pieces to the puzzles that we're not seeing. There's stuff there within these interactions that's not so apparent. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, some side related thing, but did you know that Orlea was actually mentioned in that chapter?
Yep. Yep. I caught that. And I was just like, hmm?
Yeah, and I think it's funny that her, Aslan, and Lush are the same age.
That's the coincidence.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, because remember they have their whole fantasy title, and they're all the same age because they're all the same age. They all became the power at the same time. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. But something tell me something.
And I was talking that that if we're thinking logically, Azalant and Lush are probably paired together, like combatant and partner,
I see what you're saying. I see where you're going with this. Mm.
right?
Right. No, you're right. You're right. Mm-mm-mm. And I think I know who the red up character may be, but I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna have to find this image again. I'm
There's
gonna have to
definitely lots
scroll.
enough. The side stories were very amusing.
Mm, true.
Like they kept the tenseness balanced with how happy they were.
That's true. That is true. It was very.
We also got to see the full jacket squad.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
By the way, I'm
That was nice.
referring to, for those who don't know, this was something I said during my stream, where it's the whiteout hair, the faction led by Calipe. All of them have some sort of jacket on. And it's not just some kind of jacket, it's the same kind of jacket, just in a different color.
Yep. They like Power Rangers.
Aside from Calipe herself,
I have
who
a question,
shows.
but it might spoil something. But I'll leave it
Yeah,
alone
what's your
for
question?
now. Because I don't want us to give too much, but there's a reasons for the different colors.
Yeah. Yeah, and also
Let's
like
say,
why Calipe doesn't have the coat that all her subordinates do, because she's too distant to them.
mm-hmm. That side story was packed with a lot of innuendos. But
Yeah.
let's leave that there for now.
Okay.
Let's move on along. Hmm. Oh, let's get into the UI UX.
Yeah, so like
Mm.
the UI, some people didn't like it, but I liked it because it's very fitting because like our role is their guide and therapist. So the very clean medical looking UI is very makes a lot of sense because we're like technically speaking a medical professional. Even if
Sure.
therapy is in medicine, it's still part of that whole care department. So it makes sense that it's so
Right.
clean, so white, so like monotone, like the grays.
Yep. Now, question. What didn't they like about the UI? What were they saying?
Well, what I'd seen is it was mainly the main complaint was just saying, oh, it's so HSR like,
Oh,
or that it's too bright. Like the bright one I
suppose.
understand, but that's just like it's a thing. So many games have the blinding white lights,
Oh, okay.
but it's like I wouldn't say as much of an issue here because there's never just a boom, everything's white. It's always a mix of color.
Yep, it is. Mm.
What are your thoughts about the UI?
No, I liked it. It was a good different contrast because given how the situation went with the so-called first chapter, it made sense. You would want to put somebody in a stable environment. I'm not sure if people get the real life aspects of this, but they made it very realistic in that fact, which is like I do appreciate that. That showed that somebody was using a hint of real of reality when designing this. Cause all right, we can't have everything just be gloom and doom.
Yeah.
You have to switch it up.
Yep.
And it did.
Yes, they did. And of course, all the menus, like the lobby, what the Arc City looks like, those sort of things all look beautiful. The Chaos Mode menus, they all look beautiful.
Hmm. I will say this though, whenever we can start going into it, like if we have like different events, I would want them to have like the within the UI to where we like deep dive close to the planet and we see how the have the planet's atmosphere be viewed across the screen
Yeah, that would be very nice.
and like have it, I guess, what maybe some warning signs flashing up, and we're like in a don't want to say a battle, but we have all hands on deck for a set of it.
Yeah, that would be the the menus being more dynamic would be a very nice touch. Yeah,
But I'll say only do that for like whenever we're about to have like an actual event. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
And
yeah.
the first thing I'm gonna say of the UX though, no loading screens.
Noticed
There is
that
none,
at all.
which is very rare.
I'll
Which just
say
makes
for
it
me, I did have some some errors when it came to the loading, but that was because of my Wi-Fi though.
yeah.
I already knew what was up with mine, so I was just like I had to move and get to a different place. But then once I got to a different area, I was straight.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like it goes like as long as the connection's stable, it goes seamlessly from one menu to another.
Yeah, it was very seamless. There was no in between, anything like that. They did
Yeah,
well.
yeah, they did. Yeah, the how you can access the go-to menu from anywhere.
That was smart.
Yeah, you can always press the home button.
I would want them to improve with the UI when it comes to like the growth plan and where to find certain items. Let's say that you want to scale up, click it, and then be able to click into the other one and then go directly to the actual stage.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, that you can do that, but the issue is if you like trying to level up a character, right, and you press the button, it prioritizes what's it called? Using your boxes over the go to. It should just let you. It should just bring up an option saying, "Do you want to go to or use the boxes?" It shouldn't prioritize one or the other. It's just like, "Hey, which one do you want to do?"
Yeah, they do. That was it. They did need to fix that because I was using my box.
Yeah, the priority was merge, box, go to. With go to lowest priority, then box, and then merge the highest priority.
Hmm. I think they do. I think they did that way we will hurry up and try to level up. Because I know people were trying to like level up multiple characters, and it's like, all right, cool. Have our boxes to level up only so far, then we have to start farming. And I was just like, give us the option to farm and save our boxes for what we want to use it for. Because I know I just use my boxes for my main three, and then everybody else. I made like two teams. Other than that, I didn't touch anybody else. I wanted to, but I was like, let me just choose these and just focus on these.
Yeah, we didn't go too deep into building our roster because it was gonna be so quick.
Yeah, and then the resources. That was. Well, I'll say the gameplay loop was nice.
Yeah,
Nice UI for that. That was very seamless. Very, very.
very responsive buttons. You never felt like you accidentally did something.
And you learned something new from watching the UI.
Yeah,
Oh, which was good because I was just like, I noticed it would do certain things that I would do, but then it would take what I did and show a different way. And I was just like, huh. At
yeah,
first, I had it like on like the highest speed setting that I can go to. Then I just kind of turned it down and just watched in detail what it was doing. So,
yeah. But there is one key complaint I have with the go to menu,
ooh, tell me.
which isn't a problem in Epic 7, meaning they have the solution already, but it just, for some reason, was an issue in the playtest. And it is that when, say for example, you go to like the story mode, right?
Right.
And then you go into the story mode, you go into a battle, and like, oh, I want to level up this character. You press the magnifying glass, go to the character, and then level them up. You can't press the go to menu and then go back to the story.
Yeah.
Because you're technically speaking already in the story mode.
Yeah.
But in Epic 7, if you do the same thing, like say you go into an episode, as they're called there, you go into a stage, like, oh, this person doesn't have the right gear, I should fix that. Then you go press the magnifying glass, change their gear. You can then press the go-to menu, press episode, and take you right back to the episode menu.
I got you. Well, I'll say this. I'm gonna say this about that. I'll say for regular story mode, that'll be fine. But like for like a deep trauma mode in game, keep it to where you can't change your stuff. Raise the stakes. If you ain't get it,
Well, when you're in a chaos mode run, you can't change anything.
hmm?
When you're in a chaos mode, you can't change anything. What they have going in is what they keep going throughout it.
Yep.
What I'm talking about is like outside of like in an actual battle, if you go into multiple menus, you can't go back to the original menu without pressing back like 5 times.
Oh, that's a problem.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that. Okay, I see. I see. I see. Thank you for the context. Yeah, now they need to fix that.
Yeah, because again,
That's
they don't
probably
have that issue
glitch.
in the other games, so why is it an issue here?
It shouldn't be. That has to be a glitch. So I know they had other glitches.
But yeah.
Hopefully they fix it. It should get fixed.
Yeah, but overall, I'd say the UI and UX is both good.
If you were to rate it on a scale from 1 to 10, what would you give it?
I'd give it an 8 if it wasn't for that one issue, so I'd give it about a 7.5.
Gotcha.
It's still really good, but that one issue is really dragging it down.
I got you. For me, it's like in between a 6.5 and a 7. The only reason why I say that is because we didn't have like any rate up banners. So if they were going to do like any type of extra effects, I didn't see it. So I can't say, all right, cool. The UI is like this versus whenever we have an event. So I have no expectations. You get what I'm saying? Only have
Yeah.
ideas.
Series is low because it wasn't as fancy as you wanted it to be.
Yeah. Like I liked it, but like it could be better. It could be.
Yeah. And then next one to talk about is the character interaction, like how it is interacting with the characters, be it like the taps, be it putting on the lobby or their unique illustrations, those sort of stuff, as well as like the therapy stuff and the encounters.
Oh, how do you feel about the character interactions?
I feel tap. It's the tap. It's nothing special. It's not like a full dynamic where like if you tap on the head, it reacts to it versus tapping on the shoulder. It's not like that. It's just L to D where you're tapping, it plays the animation. So it's like it's good. Nothing fancy for there, but when it goes to like the other aspects, like the lobbies, they're all well done. They have like 5 minutes of dialogue talking with the player character. And also when they're in this normal lobby mode, they do have a few occasional things they say. They're just there keeping you company, which is nice. You can swap between 3 different ones. It's like it's fancy like that. The encounters, they're nice to get an additional bit of lore about them. And then the therapy stuff, I wish it was more interactive.
Explain.
Because like the way that like the therapy works is like you're in like a pure white room talking to them, right?
Right.
And you pick one or two options, and one's more correct, one's less correct, right?
Right.
Unless you memorize which is which, you need to like either know the character well or guess which one you think will be correct. But I haven't seen much of an impact from correct options versus incorrect options, so I've yet to see someone fail a therapy session.
True. They need so more risk.
Yeah, so it needs to be more interactive, more like actual cost to it or benefit to it.
I see.
Because like, why would you waste one of your very limited? Because like what, 3 a day?
Yeah.
And with a late game upgrade, you get it to a whopping 4 a day. Like, it's a very limited resource. So like, why would you do that? Or just spending a little gold, losing your latest save data, which was probably garbage, right?
Right.
And then just have no consequences. Like, yeah, you do lose out on like 50 gems. So you lose out on some gems from doing it, but it's like it's like there should be like more beneficial to use a very limited resource than the abundant gold.
I agree. There needs to be more at stake. It definitely had to have more at stake for that. That was my main thing. I wanted them to have more options when it came to the whole rehabilitation clinic. That needed to be like different options, different reactions, putting them in different mental states, like a mood, and depending on that mood, how it scales, it will send them either to like a terminal trauma mode, to where they're like, it goes from like the purplish black to where it's like jet black, and they're just like, for like what, your next 5 runs, they're just gone.
Yeah, of course.
Like they are there. They don't want to talk.
We're still lacking the most critical character interaction system in those not in the playtest.
Oh really?
The trauma code. Because not only is it like how to use the characters, it's also a very, from what they said, a very exhaustive system. You can only unlock one a week, so it's like
I like that.
that's already something. And there's 4 endings.
Make it 6 endings. Six, if not 10 endings, and have like only one true ending.
Of course, one's in the journey, but like think about that. There's 4 possible endings in the system, right? Which you learn about their background. Meaning, why is there multiple endings? What do the different endings mean for the character?
And what effects do those endings bring about?
Yeah. So like, there's so many questions about what the impact the trauma code will have, which is something I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we can't make a full judgment. Like we can say like it's not great right now with interactions outside of like the illustrations, lobby illustrations.
Yep.
But like we need to see that trauma code system.
True. Very true. We have to see. I feel like they were using this CBT or this playtest to as a touch and go. Like they already have their initial plan, but they're using this as a touch and go on what to use it as a basis for what they're going to implement for that system. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
Because keep in mind, CBT, right,
Right.
is about testing mechanics.
Right.
But a playtest is for testing the server capabilities.
Mm.
So making sure the
Yeah, no.
server is stable. That's the main purpose.
Did we experience any like major server errors? I don't think we did.
Not really. So it's saying that that's a good sign that when the game launches, it should be stable. In 22 days.
22 days. Yeah.
Yeah, 22 days based on time zone. 3 weeks.
20. Go ahead.
I was just saying 3 weeks.
Yep.
But what do you think about the whole interaction system?
I did it a few times. I like spent majority of my time there. I experienced was it Felipe's story, and then I switched to Veronica's story, seeing how she had the whole identity crisis, and it was very well thought out when it comes to the whole identity of the different races. There, I really like that aspect. It gave the characters more depth, more
Yeah.
feeling. I would say I'll say this. I wish that there's like a whole more interactions between us and the characters besides like talk to them. Like what they said they did hint at it with like a dating system or something about the hot springs. I didn't see that, but I would say do more dating that can lead up to that.
They didn't talk about a dating system. They did talk about the hot springs thing. But like they promised a hot spring in Epic 7 too. I'm gonna keep bringing that up until I see the hot springs. But they promised hot springs in Epic 7 too. We didn't get it.
Well, hopefully they push that envelope here, you know.
Yeah.
Felipe at the hot springs. Can you dig it?
Calipe makes me think she would probably dress very similar to Cecilia from Epic 7.
Probably. Probably.
Yes, like so I think general consensus is interactions alright. We wish she was better.
I'll give that I don't want to be too harsh, but I gotta keep it real. 6.5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because there's so much more from what they have set up. There's so much more that they can do. And then I gotta say
Yeah.
this with the currency from the bond mates. Y'all need to give out more currency. Like give actual pools. Stop giving the gems. You can make throwing gems every now and then, but have more pools. Especially with how they want to do the gacha system. Have more pools when it comes to that. Those should be
Yeah.
pools, hands down.
Make it more rewarding.
Yep. You should be getting pools, straight pools. Don't get me wrong, them gems add up, but when you're getting full pools, hey, that's even better.
Yeah.
But now, let's get into it. The character progression, your protos, rank up missions. How do you feel about?
The character progression was pretty straightforward. I loved the fact that you could freely upgrade and downgrade the materials with no loss.
Yep,
Because that's like rare.
that was nice.
Like it's a 1 to 3 perfect ratio up and down.
I would say that they was now. When it comes to that, I give them a 8.5.
Because it's very simple, very easy, and it's like you even if you get unlucky, you still get basically this good amount to just like what was it? Even getting a piece of some people complain about getting a character level 30. It's like it took like 6 runs and I had enough to get a character level 30. 6 to 18 runs.
Yeah. Or if you actually or if you saved up your materials, you were straight. And you need to have to farm that much. I know, like for me,
Yeah.
I know people were trying to test out everything, but I'll say this: if you went for what you liked, you had a good experience. You weren't just trying to like level up everything. Now, if you were like trying to be like figure out what's meta, then you probably had to sit there and farm a lot. I will say that. But the catch up progression system, 8.5. Nice ratio to ratio.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it wasn't worth it doing spending resources. Of course, challenge mode only giving one at level at the level like level 2 or something isn't
Hmm.
great, but I'm expecting to probably get like 4 or 5 at least on the highest difficulty,
Yeah.
which is gonna be like more than enough to get a character good. After like only like 2 to 3 weeks done.
Hmm. And I feel like for the rank up missions, that should be either 5 pools or a 14 pool, which is why I would want them to actually make the rank up missions like have the first 5 on the regular mode and have the next 5 on the hard mode.
What they'll probably do though is like normal mode is one rank up, and then a later rank up will be on hard mode.
No, I get that. I just want them to add pools to it, really, because I was just like,
I also just wish they just increase the rewards overall from those missions.
yes, they need to have at least a 60% increase when it comes to the rewards in the game. Because looking at this long term wise, once you do all the achievements, it doesn't seem like there's there's that many ways to get currency, recurrent currency.
Like we are missing what's it called? All the repeatable contents though.
True, true, and we still don't know what that economy is going to look like
Yeah.
from month to month. So I'm gonna leave that gray area right where it is. I ain't gonna say anything about it. I'm gonna say, you know what? We'll see what we see. Once we have information,
Yeah. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good.
it better be good with what they're trying to implement. I hope they don't full send on this guy's banner, but it better be good.
Yeah.
It has to be. Not better be, it has to be. Or we gotta come to a middle ground.
Something needs to change, either increase the rewards or at least tell us what the rough figures are for what the rewards are. We still don't know that. We're all just based off speculation right now.
Yep. Isn't there like a season pass or was it not a season pass?
There is a season pass, yes, but we have no idea how long it's going to be, what exactly it's going to give us.
I imagine that they're probably gonna have it the pass be from season to season, more than likely. So what, it would be like $20.
Yeah, it probably is. We mean it would be like 9 weeks, the longest one ever in a gacha game. Well, wait, I think Limbus Company has them beat, but like for this style of game, it's the longest one.
Yep. And Limbus does have them beat. What for Limbus, what premiums like what, about $20? 20 or 25.
You were saying for the length of the season passes.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember how much I paid for it. Like 25. About 20 to 25. If you're trying to get like the premium.
That's the usual price.
Hmm?
That's the usual price. 2025.
Yeah. We're just gonna make sure that it's worth it.
Yeah.
That's
People have been speculating that Silema, the dragon faction, is going to be the quote unquote weapons of the battle pass.
maybe, but they were in the banner though.
No, they weren't.
They weren't?
There was 16 5-star partners. 10 of them were in the banner. The only ones that weren't, the 6 members of the Silema faction.
And they just have what, and well, they just premiered Old Girl for her for this month too.
Yes, Priscilla. Yeah, and by the way,
Yeah.
what makes this even more possible, I'm hoping they're farmable though, and not just per premium only. What's it called? One's a striker, one's a vanguard, one is a ranger, one's a hunter, one's a controller, and one's a psionic, which is the 6 classes. So there's 6 Silema, one for every class.
So they may be partners. If they actually play.
Well, they are partners.
Alright.
But the thing people are questioning is if they're going to be like how like in most battle passes, like if you look at Genshin, Honkai Star, where Wuthering Waves, there was like a selection of like 5 or 6 weapons, one for every weapon type.
I get you. I see where you're going.
That sort of thing. That's what some people theorizing what the Seal levels are for.
If they do that, they're gonna make certain ones that, if they do it like that, then they're gonna make certain ones that they already have for partners kind of obsolete. It depends.
They were pretty universal buffs, nothing like specialized.
I see. And it takes what, 5 copies of a partner to max it, or is it 6? No, it should be 6.
5 total, yeah. 1 base and then 4 dupes.
All right. Shouldn't be too bad. As long as like throughout the season we can farm it, it should be good.
Yeah, again, farming is a big question.
True, because it honestly they may just put it behind the battle pass, and you just have to buy that 25 value, and at certain markers within the pass, you get the other character, the dupe. They may do that as well. Certain people aren't gonna like that, or they, who knows? Or they may do it for like you get to choose. Oh, they may do it like this. So they may you get to choose one for the pass, and you're locked into that one, and you can build out, and you can build only at that one for the season. And then the next season occurs, then you can start on a whole different one and build that one up for that season. You get me?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. They might do it like that. But that would be good though. But let's go ahead and move on to our next segment. 12.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the translations?
Inconsistent.
How so? Explain.
So, like, the most recognizable example is Mika's wave card,
Uh,
where on one of them, some of them said droplets,
mm-hmm.
and some of them said wave, some of them said tide, for the same effect. And then it had save, keep, or so another one for when you have where you keep your AP from one turn into the next turn. Same card.
Yeah.
Or like how Kalipe's vulture launch is only called vulture launch in the plus state. In the normal state, it's called vulture release.
Yeah. Yeah. So the card wasn't playing right because they didn't get the coding. Okay.
No, they worked perfectly fine. They worked correctly. They just didn't keep the names consistent. There was another one like, what's it called? Again on Kalipe, they called her big sword attack Bear Up in one of her dupe names.
Yeah, they did. And that was, come on, Daz. Because that was my main problem. That's what screwed up my run. I'm thinking that I was going to get a whole different effect. So I was trying to click and figure out what was what. So I just started pressing anything just to see what would happen. And that's what cost me the run. My first run that I was telling you about,
Yeah,
that's what cost me the run, the translations.
makes sense.
Oh yeah, it made sense. Nothing like bought sense though, you know. If I'm right, there was a whole bunch of complaints about the translations. Whoever they had doing it, they need, I don't want to say to fire that person, but you might want to strongly reconsider or reevaluate who you hire for that. Because there's certain things that shouldn't have just been, please, they just should have took more care of it. Better care to make sure the details was there. Because that was frustrating. Very frustrating. But yeah, I don't want to harp too much on it. But they know what they need to fix.
Yeah. Then we have the Arc City and Policy Department. The Arc City, again, we can't really say much on the city itself because the majority of the mechanics were locked behind the research, which you couldn't really do much with
Sure.
because most of those upgrades to the city were much later.
Yep. And that's what I was trying to push. I got to like what? I got the first 4 panels unlocked.
I think I pushed the most, and I didn't even reach the first line of upgrades of Arc City. Like, I got like depth into the research, but I didn't get any of the Arc City upgrades.
I see. I'm not saying that they need to. Well, they might want to restructure it, but I do like the long game that they're playing with it. I can't say
Yeah.
that I don't like that.
It's got a lot of potential. There is a what's it called? There's an energy cap upgrade in one of it.
Yeah, there was an energy cap upgrade. I was trying to get that, but that was too far away. And I kept on trying to not buy certain things, certain resources. So I was just like, just make everything in the blue books. Just get all the blue books. And again, this is planning for a full season. This is story mode, so it should be. They just need to pace it.
Yep.
I'll say that. Just pace it, because it wasn't. I don't want to think it was bad, because it was what, just a playtest. It's not like we're like sitting there locked in playing for like a week or so. We just had like what, 3 days, so not too bad. But how do you feel about the policy department?
The policy department was really good. Well, apart from the scaling issues with the text, with them overlapping, so you couldn't really see the benefits on the cards itself, and you had to look at the effects it did.
True. So that's more of a UI issue that they need to fix.
Yeah, but they can fix it.
Were you able to get an S rank?
Yeah.
All right. How did you go?
I got an S rank on the first one, and I got an 50% completion on the second one that popped up.
Nice. I got 2 A's. What I want them to do is get like to be able to have the where you need to be at displayed right below it.
Yeah.
So like where you're trying to like the marker that you're trying to hit. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I feel like that needed to be displayed on the UI like right there. When you go to that screen, all right, cool. You have these different options, but at the end of the day, you need to be around this ballpark. At least for me. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
But let's get into. Wait, do you have any more remarks about the policy department or no?
No. Well, I wish the auto button was more logical, but again, for that thing you just want to manual it. I know some people want to just press auto, but it seems to favor 4 stars over 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems demerit to having them in there, so it's like just put the 5 stars in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got promise though.
they need to work on that, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Overall, what would you rate it?
I'd say an 8. It's a very nice system. It's got a lot of promise. I can see it being really good. It's already quite good, but it just needs a little bit of improvement.
I got you. I'll give it a 8 too. I will. I want to say 7.5, but there's not much they need to improve directly on that. It's just a how it looks type of deal. Other than that, it was fine. But now, let's get into the energy system simulation mode. What are your thoughts on the energy system?
So the regen pretty quick. It's like you get 240 in 24 hours, so it's not bad. So like you definitely got enough. The cafe system is very nice because it's like you can get 80 free, meaning you get really 320 a day,
Mm-hmm. True.
which is nothing to sneeze at. That's a pretty decent amount because that's what 15 runs, 16 runs.
Yep.
So you can definitely get a decent amount of good stuff from that. But for simulation mode, nothing really fancy. Just use your overpowered chaos runs, clear every wave in one attack, and done. It's like
I see.
energy region's really nice. Of course, the fact there's an energy system is a demerit for some people because they just want to keep farming, but like just keep playing the roguelite mode then. That thing's fun.
I got you. My thoughts on the energy system is we need an overcap mode, hands down.
Yeah. Well, it might overcap would be an issue because again, it might not be an issue because of again the 50 issue meaning 290 cap rather than 240. That gives you like several hours of wiggle room.
I get that, but there may be people that may have to take a week off and won't be able to get to the different story points.
There is the what's it called? The condensed mechanic, but I don't know if it's just the issue with the playtest because if you take the 80 energy, you can't condense anything.
And they need a way around that.
Yeah, so I think that's just an oversight in the playtest.
You're right, and hopefully they fix it oversight because that's what I was looking at. I'm like, all right, because some people may have to take breaks, so we need a way to fix that oversight. A way for players to be able to come in. All right, cool. Have an overcap system and be able to store it. If we can take it, then store it and save up X amount and have it turn into like a certain currency, like the have the within the cafe have it be something that we can take home in a way and store it in our inventory and use it whenever we want to. That would be perfect.
Yeah.
That would be perfect. Then people won't be able to complain, but oh, I just stock up for now. Bada boom, bada bam. Other than that, I say energy system is all right. But now for the simulation mode, it was like clockwork for me. I was given once I figured out what I was doing with my party, it was seamless. I just say what for the you can have it to where it's like, and this is gonna come with time with people. Just have the auto mode to where you can choose just to speed run it, like an instant button, or nah, just an instant button. But more than likely, they probably won't do that. Being honest about it.
Because of how quick they are, it's like, why?
No, you're right. They probably won't. And I can agree with them because that kind of takes away from the experience, which is why whenever they have you doing that mode that you can like see different ways to use the deck
Yeah.
that you have built, and some people may catch that and some people may not. Then you have those that just don't care until they actually get clapped later on, and they're like, "Wait, I remember seeing XY doing that speed run, that the UI did this," and then they will remember. But hey, I'll take it back. Keep it in. Keep it in. Keep the auto mode in. Keep it just the way it is. But I'll just say, have it to where you can possibly have it running in the background. If there's a way to do that, then I'm fine with it. Give people that option at least. What would you rate it?
Energy system, probably a 9 because it's pretty nice. But the simulation mode, maybe it's different in the higher levels, but for now I'm just giving it like a 5.
I got you. Energy system is like a 4 for me. They need to have a store mode, a better alternative store mode, should I say? And then I'll say simulation mode is a I give it a 6 because all they have to do is just put it to where we can have it in the background and things will be mostly fine. Because it's like some people may want to see the different ways to play their deck, versus others may want to go ahead and just do something else while that's running in the background. And if we give them that option, it's good, especially for like farming. Other than that, yeah, it's good. But now,
Yep. And then there's the trauma system.
now,
What do you want to say about the trauma system?
no, I was about to go ahead and let you speak.
Okay. So like the trauma system is pretty simple. It's just like, hey, if you take heavy blows, you take sanity damage, which makes sense. You're fighting literal abominations. So if they hit you, you're gonna not be okay mentally. And like I do like how shields protect you from sanity damage, but it just makes it completely outclass healing, which is funny.
I see.
But I was like, I wish that the recovery system, it's nice, it's pretty logical, but I wish it had more of an impact in the actual flow. Like how you can get, what's it called? Like you have the deep trauma mode. What if like the trauma system had a thing where when they suffer trauma, there's a list of negative effects, right?
Yeah, like debuff.
That get attached to the character on that run.
Oh, yeah, nice. I agree with you on that. They need.
It's powerful because like when you restore sanity, you get to clap back with their auto attack regardless of where it is. So even if it's like not one of the 3 cards you can select, if you break them out of mental breakdown, it instantly goes to the top. So that's a nice mechanic. So it's like a very strong mechanic for when they recover. But there should be some costs. You can't just like, oh, I'm just gonna mental breakdown this character every single time, so I can just keep spamming their ultimate attack, their ultimate ego skill.
Agree, which is why I say there has to be more risk involved in the trauma system.
Yeah, like what I'm saying, like a permanent debuff for that run.
And not just that run, but throughout the next 3 to 4 runs. I'll say up to a max of 7 runs.
I don't
Depending
think
on what it is.
that, again, that's more the deep trauma mode. The deep trauma mode persists between runs. This is like an in-run thing. And like another thing is like the more times they suffer mental breakdown, the more likely they are to have like the deep trauma state persist. And if the deep trauma state persists, then some of the additional negative effects are stuck as well.
I agree, which is why I was saying that.
So I'm saying, so rather than just make it like a separate thing, it's bundled together with the deep trauma.
No, I agree. Which is why I say I wanted it just to be a thing that is occurs throughout the game, like it'll happen and that will be happening while you're doing story mode, not just in deep trauma mode. I want that to be just a thing in the game. Like you're in this game, you're already on hard mode.
Yeah.
You're thinking about you when you're picking gear, you're actually thinking like, all right, cool. I just had to take Ren out of the freaking ER to take her meds. I'm not trying to go back up in there again. I only got 2 more. If I gotta go and spend this cash, I'm gonna spend this cash and get that memory wipe. But I don't want to go ahead and wipe this last save file that I have because it's something gas. So let me make sure that while I still got this good run, that I'm able to go in, be Cthulhu, and get X weapon from him. That way I can go ahead and finish this deck build that I want to do.
Yeah. So like it's simple, it's logical, but we just wish it was more interactive, right?
Right. Very. More debuffs, more decision making.
Yeah. Because like one thing I've noticed, if they have the same trauma type, so to speak, they suffer the same negative deep trauma effect.
Yep, and then when you're playing with all 3 of the characters like that, bruh.
So you guys like deep trauma is cool. Make some sort of roll for additional effects though.
Yep. And I will say do give it more I like the deep trauma mode, especially for the ones that go off of what was it, instinct, right?
Yeah. What they do trauma effect.
I love that. I want them to have more that can actually damage themselves and their teammates.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Like, oh, friendly fire? Oh, well, hold on, wait a second. I gotta make sure that we're all good. And this is my thing. If you don't manage the attacks or manage like the person, the character, then it's like they may be the reason why while the other characters go into a mental breakdown. Cause it's spreading. And when it spreads, that may induce a whole nother effect, which is gonna put people on edge. Some people are like, oh, I don't like that. But it's like for those that think, All right, cool. I got this new ailment. What can I do? How can I play? What do I have in my hand right now or in my deck that can turn this around?
Yep.
And that will give them kind of more cards to add to the stop. Was it like the what was the shop called again?
We're talking about Delang.
Yeah, because we had the rest area, then we had like the little vending machine thing, and then we had like the whole like diner.
Yeah, Delang is the demon girl.
There you go. Give us more variety. I like the trauma system. I just want them to go all in on it.
Yep.
But now let's get into the shops. How did you feel about the shops, Terrell?
Generally speaking, again, nothing fancy. We've seen it before. How most gacha style, Rogue style games do it, where it's like, oh, you get this many resources from a duplicate of a 3-star or a 4-star or a 5-star, and if it's a unit, then after a certain number of copies, you get an increase in that bonus. And then there is the items you can buy with it. Whereas, like, if you want to get one of the 5-star partners from there, it's absurdly expensive.
Yep, it is. It very much is.
Like, it's 60 pulls worth of currency.
You mean a whole rated up character?
Yeah.
Pretty much. They need to fix that. Cut that down in half. Make it 30. Then people won't be complaining.
Your third would be a more reasonable number.
Cause I guarantee you.
Maybe cycle 1 on discount, something like that.
Exactly. Make it 2 on this game.
And then there's the same issue with the Prism stuff, using the films.
Yep.
60 pulls.
That needs to be, that needs to be reworked. And which is why I gotta say this. Devs, if you made it this far throughout the video, what I would like you guys to do is find your identity when it comes to this shop and have that implemented throughout the game. Because I understand the Hoyo model, but that is Hoyo. You don't have to do what they do. Set yourself apart. You have a chance to do something completely different within this genre if you market it and you come with your own ideas for this. I see what's already out there, and that's cool. That's out there. You have the moment right now to do something different. You have a horror gacha game that's good. That's really good. Don't be afraid to step outside the box. You don't have to stick to the same model that people have been pushing out. Go left field with it. When people talk about your game, when people ask about your game, you want them to have a certain identity with it. From how the gameplay is to the gacha system. Find that identity and stick with it. Don't look at what's out there in the market. Find your identity and the purpose and message that you want this game to have for the players. The tone that you want to set. Do that, and trust me, everything else is gonna work out.
Yeah. So basically, I think that we just agree that it's like, don't just copy them, make yourself more unique.
Exactly. Do your own thing.
Yeah.
And if that means you have to take more time out and the game doesn't release on October 22nd, but you have to take more time out to figure that out, do it. Whatever it is that you need to do to find your identity with the game, do it. Please do it, because it will be so much more rewarding to you and your team and to us, the players.
Yep, I think that's just about everything we want to talk about. Was there anything else? Last thoughts, impressions, anything like that?
My last thoughts, I would say, don't be afraid to go out of the box. Find your identity within the space. Now you want to market your product. You don't have to do what they're doing. Do your own thing, and you will create your own lane. Believe in yourselves and your teammates. Y'all got this. Any closing remarks, 12?
I just say be bold, uphold your word, and make sure and show that you can make, even if you don't change the gacha system or how the shops works, you show us how you can properly make a generous Hoyo style gacha. Because everything else, I'd say, is good. Apart from some few minor QOL issues, everything else is good. Just make sure you hold your word.
Well said. Well then, how do you rate the overall of this current version of the limited Post-Playtest version that they gave us?
8.5.
I got you. I would rate it a 7.5 because they can grow. They can do more.
Okay. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Sincerely. Yeah, it was fun.
Very much fun.
We gotta talk about different things, bounce ideas off each other, and just look forward to the future.
Yep.
And with that, you want to say goodbye before I close this out?
I would say this. stay tuned for the next part in our series, because we have to see about this announcement that they have coming up in October, right?
Yep.
Let's see what they actually do. So, yeah.
Okay, and before we leave, I'm gonna say this one thing because it was something that someone said, and I said I was gonna do in one video. So this section has been quote unquote sponsored by Effie from the official Discord. Remember to like and subscribe.
Oh yeah.
There's a guy who was like saying thank you for never saying that, and he said, you know what? I'm gonna do in one video just for you.
Shout out to them.
Yep. So there it is. So that was our thoughts and impressions of the official playtest held earlier in September from the 18th to the 21st. So I'll make sure to keep you informed on the lore and story of Chaos Zero Nightmare until Zero turns to 1. Keep her out.